Hi, everyone. Okay, so I just had the great privilege to watch the conclusion of Summer Games Done Quick 2019, which, if you didn't know what Games Done Quick is, I'll keep it short and sweet because I don't know how you don't know. Um, they're a charity event. They play games, they speedrun games, they raise money for good causes like the Prevent Cancer Foundation, and at this event, uh, Doctors Without Borders, MSF. And I wanted to talk a minute about them because I feel very strongly about GDQ. I have a very big opinion about them. And if you're GDQ staff who somehow clicked onto this video, I have quite a few staff who are friends of mine as well. Don't worry. It's only good things. In fact, I want to say some things about when people say bad things about GDQ because I feel strongly about that too. First of all, they just finished raising over $3 million, over 500,000 more than the biggest GDQ event ever. And traditionally, the winter events raise a lot more than their summer events. So this is remarkable for a number of reasons. And by the way, I'm unscripted. And it's amazing to watch GDQ become this because, I mean, it's close to me, obviously, because I also run a gaming charity event. In fact, the first GDQ Classic Games Done Quick premiered I believe, not even days, hours following the conclusion of the first Zeldathon. And they're both kind of similar in that we both were just like kind of like from a basement, from a rinky-dink little place. We had some friends over and we played games. And the difference, of course, is that GDQ has ascended to heights even higher than I could have ever imagined Zeldathon gaining, and Zeldathon's already gone to heights I never imagined it being. So it's just like, it's mind blowing. And I'm not going to talk about Zeldathon during this. I'm going to put that away now. I just wanted to kind of relate that first of all. And I've seen GDQ grow, and I've seen it continue to shatter its own records. And I keep thinking like, of course, being a charity event organizer myself, I think it's about like how and why, and I think I've lots of answers to those. From everything from their amazing production to their staff, their continued efforts to make more interesting segments and interviews, TaskBot segments. It all goes a long way. Their run submissions only get better. Their hosting only gets better. Everything is always being stepped up minutely. Their overlay is stellar. I am so jealous of their animations. They're so good, and they're a beacon of inspiration for me. I mean, even at I know I was going to say Zeldathon, but like even at the last Zeldathon that we produced, we added a feature called Milestones, which is taken straight up from GDQ. No, being around the bush. They have a milestones feature that shows like how close they are to the next marathon to beat, and I was like, I absolutely love that, and so we took it wholesale. We obviously made some adjustments, but they have so many good ideas, and every one of them is done with purpose. Even small things like this marathon, the Power Up audio crew who runs the audio over at GDQ, they decided instead of just playing game soundtracks as their interim, to put in covers and remixes from the community. And it was an amazing addition, an amazing change. I'm actually going to minimize this one window because I keep getting distracted by it. And it made a world of difference. One, it made it feel more connected to the community. Two, it made all the segments in between games more interesting and more exciting. And I feel like that actually did a big difference. I don't know if they know how big of a difference it made, but I felt like I was more connected to the content when the intermission screen came up. And I think that those small things are very powerful. Obviously, if you've been around for a long time, I mean, I've been watching GDQ since basically the beginning there. I've had the opportunity to be on couch for the Wind Waker HD, I believe at GDQ 2014, and also on couch for A Link Between Worlds at GDQ Express, their event from TwitchCon just last year. I've also had the opportunity to go to numerous other GDQs. I've had opportunity to hang out with lots of people, including some of the staff, and I consider some of them to be great friends. And I have a lot of feelings for them and how well they do and how well they make their event. I hear so much constant critique, criticism, and sometimes anger at GDQ. I see people getting mad about, maybe decisions they make, or people who have been removed from the event for one reason or another. And I think there's a lot to be had and discussed with that. And I don't want this to become that type of discussion because, frankly, I've had to be involved in stuff like that myself through the events I've run. And I know how difficult it is working through decisions and coming to solutions that are, the best solution, even in situations where not everybody's going to walk out happy. And that's, just the hard truth of it. I'm amazed how well GDQ works under pressure. There was a big discussion like a couple years ago even of and I think some of those remnants remain to this day about like GDQ gets a percentage of the donations, and they've frankly come out and said, no, we have a budget, and yes, our budget is fulfilled by the charity, but it's a budget. It's not like, okay, 3 million was raised, so here's the percentage of our cut, and it's not like that. They've said that outright. And either way, even if it was percentage, I'm going to be honest with you. If you asked me a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, I would say I might have a problem with that. Here I am now, and I know the difference of how much time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears go into these type of events, because they're not putting on just a charity marathon, not just a charity event. They're putting on an event and a marathon. They're putting on a con. Like GDQ is now putting on a convention. They have thousands of attendees. They have panels. They have lots of side tournaments and practice rooms, board game areas, and they have to keep everybody entertained. They put on hosting. They have they have a ton of sweepstakes and giveaways that they do. They have to do community engagement with artwork and music and all these other little facets. And all those require time and energy. And obviously, a lot of the stuff at GDQ is volunteer. If you think for a minute that GDQ is just like everybody's getting, walking out with a 6K or a six-figure salary, I'd like to first of all say, and second of all, no, absolutely not. It's a volunteer operation. The people who do get paid at GDQ, I'm sure they're being paid a correct amount, because I think GDQ is a very upstanding organization ran by very nice people. Mikey Yama, of course, Cool Maddie is, I believe, running their tech, and I've had good experience with Test Runner, who is, I believe, their formal tech head of tech, and Darkman, who I believe runs games committee and other facets. There's just so many great people on their staff that have continued over the years to be great at making an event. And whether or not you've had little run-ins or things you've disagreed with, that's fine. I don't want to say GDQ is a perfect event that hasn't deserved a critique. I just think it's amazing, coming out of seeing this $3 million being raised, that GDQ has, in such a short amount of time, become such the landmark event for gamers. I feel like cons like TwitchCon, PAX, MagFest, I think that Comic-Cons, they're all great in that they are conventions. But when I see GDQ, I see what I think the gaming community should be. I see people who care about something, speedrunning, and the games they play, paired with an unstoppable cause and the weight of the entire community behind them. And great companies and sponsors like Twitch, people like the Yeti, who, of course, I have a lot of experience working with them as well. And all the people that get, like, they had Best Buy as sponsor, like these sponsorships. I know a lot of times people are like, a logo in my face. I have to watch a mid-roll ad. Come on, man. It's going to be an intermission screen anyway. It's 30 seconds in your life, And you know what happens when you watch that? That means people like at GDQ get to be paid a reasonable wage, and they get to do more great things and have more great segments of the show, like the TaskBot segments from this SGDQ. And they get to let Scent continue to do great prize segments. I would like to work more with GDQ, in all honesty. Every time I watch them, I'm like, man, they're so good at what they do. And I feel blessed to not only have been a fan of GDQ for so long, but also be a part of it in some ways, as like on couch or something. It's every like young gamer's dream nowadays to get onto the GDQ couch and play a game, to run a game at GDQ. I absolutely Wish I had the time to dang put into a game. I'd do it, man. I think I'd do a fair good job. But you know, I only play Zelda games, and there's always someone better at you than Zelda games. That's the hard truth. Maybe I'll break out the Yoshi again. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if there's much of a point to this video, other than if GDQ staff happens to watch this, thank you. You do great. I'm sorry the crap you have to deal with. I know it's part of running an event. That's just it is, but it still sucks to go through, and I'm sorry you have to go through it and having to deal with criticism that goes beyond constructive. Constructive criticism, good. Criticism for the sake of criticism and anger, that doesn't solve anything. I'm just very happy seeing $3 million on the board. It's going to be even higher once you get into final donations, you know, and from Twitch subs. And it's just great to see an event like this happen. And I want to come to more of them. And I hope to, because it's cool. It's very cool. And there's a reason why GDQ is #1. And I hope I explained a little bit of my thoughts during this little video. I don't know anything else. If you made it to the end, we have a little tradition here on Thing to let me know in the comments. Just blend in with your comments. A special word. I should probably do something relevant. Here we go. Mention my good boy Yoshi inside the comment to let me know you watched the whole video. That way I know that you're cool. But yeah, no, thank you very much. I hope this was some good thoughts. I think it was. Why is my Twitter blowing up at this time of night? Just says link is hot. Man, I shouldn't have said that. This is a very insightful video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave comments.